So I have my roommate Alyssa, and then Nicole, and Brooke. And then Alyssa is going to be our videographer. Okay, got it. Okay, so I am Catherine, your roommate. And most of you know that I did serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I went to England, which in my opinion is one of the best places in the whole wide world. And these are some pictures from my mission. So I got to meet some pretty amazing people that I've never met before. And I got to teach them about the doctrine of Jesus Christ. When I was younger, I had no desire to go on a mission. I thought it was going to be scary. I thought it was going to be weird. I thought it was going to be hard. I just didn't really want to go until I came up to college and I decided that I should go and give it a try. So I went and I ended up loving it. I found out that I loved communicating with people. I found out that I was good at communicating with people and that I really got along with strangers, which was pretty interesting to me because I didn't really think that I liked people before my mission, but I found out that I did, so that was cool. But the only reason why I found that out is because I took a leap of faith and I tried something new. So if you haven't caught on, the topic of my talk is passion. And I wanted to talk about what passion is, how do we find it, what it means to you. So please participate. If I ask any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we can have a good discussion. But I went to my trusty friend Google and we looked up what the definition of passion was. And the first definition that came up was a strong and barely controllable emotion. Now when I think about passion, that's not really the first thing that I thought of. I personally thought of the act of passion, more so I've been playing the piano for 15 years and I'm passionate about that. That's what I thought of. Not so much the emotion of maybe being in love with someone or romantic with someone. I was more about the action. So for you guys, what does passion mean to you? Feel free to answer.
Passion means like you're doing something you lose track of all time.
Oh, I don't like that. That's a good one. Okay, anything else?
You love it.
Yeah. Yeah, so passion can mean something different to each and every one of us. And I think that's the cool thing about passion is we can all have different passions. And we can all have different levels of passion for something. Maybe I really like doing my makeup, but we know that Nicole loves doing her makeup. Like she is passionate about that. So how do we find our passion? Like I said, I took a leap of faith and I moved to England and I went on my mission and it was scary, but I did it. Some people don't have to really take a leap of faith. There are some people who are born with their passion. Like I mentioned earlier, some people have been playing the piano ever since they were little kids and they have maybe gotten into Juilliard. They are going to play for, I don't know, some big opera house and it's magic for them and that is their passion. For other people, they may be close to graduating and they may be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what my passion is, I don't know what I'm gonna do after this, I have to find it, which can be very stressful. So passion for me is simply living. We live in a world where we have so many opportunities. And if we don't take those opportunities, we really are cutting ourselves a little bit short because we're not taking that time to explore. When I talk about simply living, I mentioned that I took a leap of faith moving to England, but I wanted to talk about just a little bit how taking a leap of faith can change your life, but more so how we need to understand ourselves before we take that leap of faith, before we dive into a new passion. So when we're all in our young adult years, we're still kind of figuring out what we love, what we hate, how to be independent, and that's great. That's something that we're all learning. But we also need to figure out what we're comfortable with. So, for example, I may be super comfortable moving to New York and working for a big company. I have a big personality and I feel like I would be fine. But for someone else, maybe they came from a small town and they know that they wouldn't be comfortable with that. So they're going to turn that offer down because they just know that it's not for them. So when we understand ourselves, we're better able to take those leaps of faith because we'll know exactly what we're comfortable with. However, when I was in England, the person that was in charge of me, his name was Martin, the sweetest Englishman, and I love him. He taught us the difference between stretching versus stressing. And I'll explain it to you now how stretching is reaching out of your comfort zone, and it's giving you the opportunity to put yourself out there just a little bit more than you normally would. Whereas stressing can be, you're so stressed out, you can't function, you're not going to succeed in what you're doing because you're so worried about it. So as you're looking in the next few years of your life and as you're stepping out of your comfort zone, keep stretching versus stressing in mind because it's definitely something that will help you in the long run, and it will help you understand the difference between I feel okay with this and I'm really succeeding and I stretched, or wow, this is really hard and I'm not doing great and I'm stressing out. Mae Jemison is one of the first African American women to go into outer space, and she said, quote, "It's your place in the world, it's your life. Go on and do all you can with it and make it the life you want to live," end quote. And this to me is simply living. Just take the opportunity and say yes. It might be scary, it might be nerve-wracking, but just give it a try. The second definition that popped up when I was looking in Google was the suffering and death of Christ. So because we go to a private religious university, I thought it was appropriate to talk a little bit about Jesus Christ and his life that he had on the earth. Jesus Christ is truly one of the most passionate people I think any of us can say. I mean, we haven't met him, but we know him. His ministry on earth was so incredibly difficult, and he accomplished it with a burning passion for his love for the Lord and for us individually. And he did that by living. He lived every day. He took care of people around him. He probably did step out of his comfort zone multiple times. And we know that he stretched because he would stretch for his hand multiple times to heal or love someone who needed it. And so I just urge you all to take some time as you are studying now and say yes to things that normally you wouldn't say yes to. If you're comfortable with it, say yes, give it a try, and you could be led to your new passion, something that you love. So say yes. Thank you.